There's a HYPEROLL composition taking over Teamfight Tactics right now. What's up guys, this is Bunny Muffins. I was a 2-time Challenger player and we have a new composition guide today. CANDYLAND is a composition that revolves around Poppy 3-star with sorcerers. This is an easy to play composition, so let's just get right into this. Let's start at the core build, which is reached at around 5 units. You'll add in an extra sorcerer at level 6 for 4 sorcerers, 2 vanguards, and 3 star guardians. Poppy is really the only important unit here. You really need to get Poppy to 3-star using a HYPEROLL strategy, which we'll cover later. If you get other units to 3 stars, that's awesome as well, but mainly let's just put the focus on Poppy for now. For the other 3 stars, you'll want to prioritize them in this order: Twisted Fate, Zoe, then Leona. Leona is not needed to 3-star because in the late game she'll be replaced by Wukong, but if you do see her to 3-star, go ahead and buy her and just use her in the mid game. Many different items work on Poppy. My favorite early game items are Bramble Vest and Ionic Spark, but I've seen Frozen Heart, Rabadon's Death Cap, among others work as well. In the late game, Dragon Claw is also pretty useful. As the game progresses to the late game, we'll want to add in 6 sorcerers by adding in Vel'Koz, Lux, and Xerath as seen here. I like replacing Ahri for Syndra, but this isn't needed, and you could also use Xerath as a secondary carry if you don't have 3-star Twisted Fate or a 2-star Vel'Koz. For positioning, we want to keep Poppy front and center. This way she tanks the most units with her defensive items. Keep Twisted Fate a few spaces away from Poppy so that he gets a good angle for his ultimate. I also like keeping Zoe in the back corner as bait, and once you get QSS on Xerath in the late game, you could go ahead and throw him into the corner as well, like this. This way he won't get hooked, and he'll be relatively safe and far away from all the action. Next up, let's go into what galaxies this composition is good in. This composition is by far the best in Trade Sector, followed by Star Cluster and Treasure Trove Galaxy. It is not as strong in the Medium Legends and Lilac Nebula, but it's still playable. I would also try to avoid going for this composition in the Super Dense Galaxy. So on patch 10.9, the times where you want to go for this composition, you could do it every game. However, I only suggest doing this if you have a strong early game, or if you have good early game items for Poppy, or if you have at least 4 Poppies before you HYPEROLL. Now that we know what the composition is, let's get into how to play it. But before we do that, if you are new to the channel and want to get better at Teamfight Tactics, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell to get notified of my new videos as they release. On the first carousel, you want to prioritize armor first, then rod. In the early game, never level up. We need to HYPEROLL to get this composition to work, so you want to play the strongest board. It doesn't matter if you win or lose streak, just make sure that you can start collecting interest gold without losing too much health. Collect all the Poppies, Twisted Fates, Zoes, Leonas, and Ahris. Apart from buying the units in the composition, Vanguards, Sorcerers, and Chrono are all useful synergies to use in the early game for this composition. To really get this composition going, you'll need to HYPEROLL your build at stage 3-1. So during the entirety of stage 2, you'll want to be saving interest gold, and then right after Krugs at 3-1, you should be level 4 with 8 out of 10 experience, and this gives you the best chance of hitting 1-cost units. So we'll want to roll all our gold here in order to maximize our chances for hitting Poppy 3-star. Now for the mid game, you'll want to rebuild your economy because you'll have HYPEROLLed to 0 at stage 3-1. If you did not hit Poppy 3-star, you'll still need to rebuild your economy and avoid donkey rolling for it during stage 3. Instead, we'll roll for Poppy again at a later stage, likely at 4-1. Once you have Poppy 3-starred, go ahead and level up to level 6 and beyond. Keep adding in sorcerers until you hit your final build. You'll need to identify a secondary carry. This is either Vel'Koz or Xerath. If you hit an early Vel'Koz 2-star, use him as your carry. If not, you'll be able to push to level 9 and use Xerath instead if you are healthy that game. You could use Ahri as an item holder for both Xerath and Vel'Koz in the mid game because she's a great early game unit and you'll sell her off eventually for Syndra anyways. In the late game, you'll need to decide if you're going to go for the 6 sorcerer build or 6 star guardian build. This would depend on which units you hit and what items you have. If you have a lot of good Xerath or Vel'Koz items, you'll probably want to go the 6 sorcerer build as this is much stronger. If not, you could always consider going for 6 star guardians instead. This would revolve having Nico and Soraka added in to get to 6 star guardian. Positioning is very important. Keep your Vel'Koz and Twisted Fate in good positions by giving them good angles to hit the enemy team. Typically, I like Vel'Koz in either the top right or top left corner here, and I like Twisted Fate to be in kind of like an L shape away from Poppy. As for alternative compositions to go for, my favorite one so far is the Sona build with mana printer items. This would revolve around having 2 Chalice of Favors, which is built by Tyr and a Negatron, and another Seraph's Embrace. The reason why I don't list this as a main build is because this build is super item dependent, as you'll need perfect Sona items along with great Poppy items. But if you do manage to hit a lot of Tyrs early, this is what the build can possibly look like. That's it for CANDYLAND. This is a super strong composition in the the metagame right now because it is quite easy to play and it's super strong if you get Poppy to 3-star. With that in mind, if you do want to be able to hit Poppy 3-star every game, you best be sure you need to be hitting the like button down below and leave a comment letting me know what you thought about this composition. If you want to watch more in-depth gameplay, be sure to head on over to my stream at twitch.tv/bunnymuffinslol. That's it for today. Hope you guys have a lot of fun with this build. This build might be nerfed in the next patch, so if you want to play this, you'll definitely want to be playing it now. But that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time. Wait, maybe Caitlyn snipes the... what do you call it? Can she do this? No way, right? Wait, Dragon Claw. Holy crap, dude. Dragon Claw saved me against that. That's insane. I've never seen Dragon Claw actually do stuff on this set until